Yeah, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is me, your brother, your friend, Human Stephen on the show. Today is going to be another very important day as we discuss issues pertaining to event happening in Nigeria and what are the possible ways in which we can change the narratives of what we are actually going through as a nation. I've been one advocate of those who believe in the unity or the unification of the Southern Nigeria for a very long time, and I believe strongly that if we can be united as one indivisible entity in the South, we can be able to reprise all the attacks, coming from power mongers who feels that. Nigeria is their personal birthright. Okay, guys, and I have done a lot in this last few months trying to project a more unified, a more better, a more functional Southern Nigeria from my platform, Matter Risings with Humanist TV. If today is your first time of being with us, please, I wanted to quickly, if you are watching me from YouTube, please quickly click on the subscribe buttons and give us some likes and comment. We not totally want to have your comment every time we are on show. The reason why your comment will help us to get a feedback on what we are actually doing and how much we are imparting, on the people that are actually following us. Because without your comment, coming back to us, it's a little bit difficult for us to know what we are doing is right or wrong. That's why every time we are on the show, we are saying, please give us a comment back. Let us know what you think about what we are doing. How much are we imparting in your everyday, life? How much are we, giving to you in terms of the way and manner we actually express our informations or news to you? So that's why we're always clamoring for. We need to get a feedback. We need to get a feedback, and your feedback will be very important if it comes through comments. Okay, comments. Here we engage our viewers on a very constructive engagement. Out of insult or any form of harassment, we try as much as possible to explain to the people who are actually following us what we meant and where we stand. Okay, we might differ in our opinions, but yet that does not make us, to fight those people who are actually making us relevant in the social media space. Now, having said that, I want to also appeal again to the Edo people who have been on the social media, creating some kind of nuisance, in a bid to get, a very large view so that they can be able to get some money into their pockets. I understand that carefully, but I want to say something that it is outrightly, unfair for them to bring down, an ancient civilized culture that have gone through, thick and thins in the last 2,000 years or so. The Benin Kingdom have been in existence for quite a very long time. And I believe as a descendant of these very proud, majestical beings, we as a people, we should do everything humanly possible within our reach to be able to actually protect and respect the dignity of our, civilization, of our culture and tradition. Rather than we coming on the social media, we creating a very awkward, a very, barbaric and uncultured, uncivilized ways at which we respond to issues that needed to be dealt with behind the scene. Okay, guys, and it pains some of us who are ambassador of the Benin culture, we are ambassador of the Benin tradition. I want to say Benin people coming out with something very remarkable, something very unique. Not we coming out creating, a very unpleasant, scenario on the social media space. I want to say, please, guys, whatever it is, this can be dealt with behind the scene. I know that the Benin people, the Edos in particular, with the Asians, the Afemas, and the Benis, we love saga. We love things that we just want to keep us busy. The truth of the matter is this: Europe is really boring. Abroad is boring. Abroad is really boring, and some of this saga helps us keep us, alive, take us away from the meta torture that we go through in this part of the world. Okay, we get that clearly, but not at the expense of your culture, not at the expense of your tradition. Okay. Because we have a very sacred tradition. We have a very sacred culture that we need to protect. Look at the Chinese, look at the Japanese, and look at even the English people. They've protected their culture to a very reasonable height. And that is what I expect from us as a people. Okay, guys. And the next I'm going to talk about before I go to the news today is the issue of the Asia Agenda 2024. There have been a lot of video coming out, on the remarks of one of our brother, Apatobaze. A lot of videos have been coming out from the Asian brother, and I watched one this morning. I was not a little bit pleased with what he said, but or you big or something like that, So I didn't actually blame him, if not that one of us actually came up or started this whole thing. I want to please, guys, this issue has nothing to do with the Benin people. The Benin people are actually brothers of the Asian people. Go look at history. Go back to history again. History has made it very clear that we are from the same loins of the same father, Pa Idu. During the era of Oba Edward the First, that's where we had this break of the Asian people coming, into existence. Okay, guys, because the truth of the matter is this: the story is there, the history is still there, clear and simple. We are one brothers. We had this language tunation that actually went off as a result of our missing, our interaction with other tribes that they met at the central of Edo today. That was how the Asian community actually came up. Even the Afemas, we are brothers, so we must treat ourselves like brothers. I said in my yesterday video, we do not have what we call minority in Edo State. We are one big family. Okay, if you go to Israel today, they have 12 tribes of Israel. Tribes. What does tribe mean? Tribe means ethnicity, ethnic groups. 12 tribes of Israel. That's what they have in Israel today. So the same thing, we have many tribes of Benins. Many tribes of Benins. Many tribes of Benins within Nigeria. Thank God, my brother, Mr. Okuns, the guy who is handling Edo, Great Edo Emancipation, gave a vivid, explanation of this. So we are all one indivisible family. Okay? And the justice to one is justice to all. And injustice to one is injustice to all. We all must stand behind the Asian people come 2024. We all must stand behind them. They stood behind an Efame man. They stood behind their brother from Edo South. So we all must stand behind the Asian people. Because I remember during the election, I'm going to say this before I go. I remember during the election, Comrade Philip Shaibu said they had an agreement. They're going to be twice in the South, because the South has the larger number of population. Over 56% of the population of Edo State is from the South, which is the Benin-speaking Edos. Then we don't have the Afemas, we don't have the Asian people. They said when an Edo and the Southern Edo, let me use that word, let me not differentiate us. When the South Edo gets a governorship position, then it can go to either the North or the Central. Then when the North or the Central gets, it returns back again to the South, then before it goes to the North or the Central. So that has been the way and manner it was enraged. That was why after Oshomile's tenure, it returned back to the South. Now it has to return back to the Central, not to the North. Because there are people in between the North and the South, which are the same people. We must respect them as our brothers, and we must treat them as such. So I would not want us to start coming to the social media space and actually start, train our dirtiness, from the Asian mark coming up, the Benin mark coming up, and then we start ranting, getting a very, unfortunate comments, and at the end, we are creating bad blood among ourselves. That is not what we need in Edo State. We need unity in order for us to develop the state to become, the center of development and civilization. We have been at the top of development from the beginning of our ancestral fathers, and we cannot, for whatsoever reason right now, get that off for no reason, guys. Please, guys, we are one people, one big family, and a very, very proud family at that. That's who we are. That's what you see. Anisama is very proud, like a Binima. And Afama is very proud, like Anisama, because they are one family. Please, guys, let's share the sword. Let's discuss the way forward. Let's discuss what is beneficial to everybody in the state, not just some few individuals. Okay? I'm not a politician. I'm just one who believes in equity, justice, and fairness. Thank you, guys. Okay, so now having said that, let us go to the news for today. Good morning, mommy diaspora. Good morning, ma. Let's go to the news for today. It's going to be a very interesting one. Please just give us some likes, please. If you're on Nigeriais, please just give us some likes, please. Quickly, please. Sorry, guys, I just have to attend to one event there quickly. Okay. Good morning, Brad James, Edebiri. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, for showing up. Now, our first news for today is this from our barrister Mike. Ozekhome. So we're going to look at what he said concerning, the ban on the open grazing. Okay, guys? It's a ban on open grazing. Northern Nigerians scared certain slaves have finally achieved liberation. Mike Ozekhome. Now, a senior advocate of Nigeria's son, Mike Ozekhome, has questioned the rationale behind the reaction of some northern elites to the decision of certain governors to ban open grazing in their region. In an article, Ozekhome stated that the unexpected kick by the northern elite over the resolution of the governors was not only worrisome, but also illegal and unconstitutional. He averred that the northern elite were probably afraid that the South had finally woken up from their plain slaves and might finally achieve overdue liberation. Ozekhome asked why northern governors who held a virtual meeting on February 9th, 2021 about the urgent need to ban open grazing would question the authority of the Southern governors to hold a similar meeting and come up with a similar resolutions. He wrote, the sudden unexpected kick by some northern elites against the patriotic resolution passed last week at a meeting held in Asaba by the 17 Southern governors of Nigeria is quite worrisome, but definitely uncalled for. The kick is illegal, unconstitutional, and even immoral. I have since termed the Asaba resolution, they are called concordiale. The guy loved the big English, concordiale. Now, the sudden Hopla and Rocco seem to suggest that these few vocal elements are suddenly scared of certain manifold effect that the unanimous resolution by the All Progressive Congress, the People Democratic Party, and the APGA in Benin and Yoma Yoruba, Igbo, Ijo, Ikwere, Ibibio, Efik, and leading light metro up. What are they afraid of? I do not know, is stated. Or do you? But let me do some guesswork. They may probably be afraid that the South has finally woken up and shaken off its Stockholm syndrome. I guess they are scared that the assumed long-suffering slave of Nigeria may finally achieve their overdue liberation, liberty and freedom, and attain their independence from the grip of perpetual overlords, slave masters, neo-colonialists, and territorial expansionists. Perhaps theirs may be indeed fear that the over-belaboured G's whose backside now aches solely may finally stop laying the golden egg for their domineering consumption and Bakshalania and self-centered chop alone attitude. They may fear that under a true fiscal federation anchored on the true principle of federalism, everyone will now be required to contribute to the baking of the national cake, not men sharing the national cake. Let me, my fellow Nigerians, please remind these historical revisionists that we are not all suffering from collective amnesia like the baboons of European history, that let nothing and forget nothing. Let them know that we can clearly recall that it was the total governors that actually first set the ball rolling at the initial meeting of 9th February 2021 about the urgent need to ban open grazing. Their communique was to the effect that open cattle grazing should be immediately abolished. The forum had then set up a formal committee headed by its chairman, Governor Simeon Lalong of Plateau State, to implement their decision. This meeting was immediately followed upon the Northern Governors prodding by the 25th virtual meeting of all Nigerian Governor Forum 2 days later on 11th February 2021. It was presided over by its chairman, Governor Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State. At the meeting, all 36 state governors unanimously agreed to end nomadic cattle rearing, to end the open night and underage grazing in Nigeria, and to transit to ranching and other modern systems of animal husbandry in a view of its adverse security effect on the country. At this meeting, Governor Lalong even presented an update on the Northern Governor's step at ensuring the end. So what has changed between February and May? Why the sudden and unapplicable ASAN, a Babonemi acrobatic somersault by some of the same Northern elites? Why the dripping Laclema effusion? What are they worried about? What do they know that the rest of us Nigerians don't? Do they really want this country united under agreeable terms of social justice, equity, mutual respect, ethnic and religious tolerance? Have they ever read about the historic Aburi Accord in Aburi, eastern region of Ghana, hosted by Ghana Head of State Lieutenant General Ankara, between federal government delegate led by Lieutenant Colonel Yakubu Gowon and Eastern Nigerian delegate led by Lieutenant Colonel Odumegu Ojukwu? Are they aware that the 3 years of bloody fratricidal and genocidal civil war, which claimed over 300 million lives and unleashed misery and pain on Nigerians, especially the Biafrans, finally broke out because of the insincerity that attended its implementation? especially with the passage of Decree number 8 of 1967, which made a mockery of matter mutually arrived at and agreed upon. End of quote. Now, guys, this we all know him. We all know this guy. He's an Edo man from the Edo Central and Asian man. He's one of the strong, guys that we have in Edo today who are also a legal luminary. Okay, we know what he has stood for. He has stood for justice, equity, fairness all his life. He's one guy who's an activist that fight, for the less privileged within the society. Now, today he's talking based on his experience and what he has learned. Okay, guys. Now, he says on the 9th of February, there was a meeting held by the Northern Governor Forum, headed by the governor of Plateau State, okay, where they actually banned open grazing. When I read this news yesterday, I went to Google to check out, and I finally found out, yes, there was a meeting that was held by the Northern Governor in the abolition of open grazing in the entire state. Now, on the 11th, which just 2 days after that particular meeting, there was also another meeting again that was held by the entire 36 state governors, of the Federation via a Zoom meeting, and they also banned open grazing, underage grazing, and night grazing. Okay? Now, after this whole thing, because I think that the certain governors waited patiently for his northern counterpart to actually kick the ball rolling, knowing fully whether these people who are actually the one creating problem in Nigeria today, called the headers, are actually from the north. And I am certain, this is my own opinion, or my own guesswork, that after they have waited since February now till May, there was nothing to be heard of the decision that had been made, both at the Northern Governors Forum level and at the general all Nigerian Governors Forum level. Now they decided to take a stand, at least to protect their people, if those people from the other angle are not ready to protect their own people. So the Asaba Accord, or what my brother called Asaba Concordiale, is an affirmation of what has happened in the north, in the northern part of Nigeria on the 9th of February, and at the central on the 11th of February. Okay? They only just came to reaffirm, to re-echo, to revoice what they have already agreed on different levels of the governors of the governors in Nigeria. And also, just like Governor Ifeanyi Okowa said, that they came, the 17 state certain governors came to re-echo the demands and the decision of their people. They didn't come to just speak on their own. They came to reaffirm, to tell the people this is what the South needs. We are under the pressure of these people. They are killing our women, raping our wives, displacing us from our homes, taking over our lands. They have infiltrated our forests. They are kidnapping everything that is kidnappable within the certain geopolitical zone. They are making us go hungry. Our family can't go to the farm again. So they are crying to their governors, help us, save us from the massacre, save us from the genocide, save us from the extermination that is about to take place as a result of the plans of these people. So all they could do is to, for once in their life, listen to their people, because the cry was becoming too much. Their blood was being spilled every day. The East has become a no-go area today as a result of these same people. I said a few days ago, if for example, there was no Fulani elders in the East, there will not be any ESN. There will be no Eastern Security Network. If there was not Fulani elders in the East, there will not be Eastern Security Network. If there was no one-sidedness appointment, no lopsidedness appointment, no marginalization, there will be no IPOB, there will be no Sunday Igboho Oduduwa Republic agitators, there will be no Mosob Waziri agitator, there will be no Unadi Kanu agitator, or there will be no what's it called? The Satan or the Ijo agitators. if there was equity, justice, and fairness in the nation. What brings people to be agitating over what is happening is as a result of the way and manner they have been treated. When I'm not being treated good in a country where I am part of, not just that, I am the source. That's the problem now. The South is the source. The North is the parasite, the dependent on the South. And yet they want to make sure that what they say becomes real. We don't have anything to say. We should shut up. They will talk and they will decide to implement or not. It is quite unfortunate, guys. Like I said yesterday, it is now, it's already 1 week today. It's 1 week today that such a declaration was made. The president had not deemed it fit to address the nation. It is preposterous, guys. It is unbelievable. Anybody can play politics with it, but one thing I feel, or I found out, is it the nation should start thinking. Power transit. There's only one thing that is constant in life, that is changes. Every other thing transits with time. So you are the privilege of being in power today does not mean you're going to be in power forever. But the ability for you to be in power forever is that you want to create an anarchy that will scatter the nation. That's simple and pure. So if you feel you have the power to say you banned open grazing in the North, but the South does not have the local standing to declare the same in the South, it is tantamount to saying the Southerners are slaves to the North. And that is one thing many of the Southerners are refusing to accept today. For there to be peace, justice, and equity, for there to be harmony in the nation, every ethnic group, the 200 and something ethnic group that make up Nigeria, must be respected equally. Equally. Okay? They must be respected equally. That is where the issue lies today. You gave your own verdict. Nobody says anything. Now they are making their own laws. You are complaining. Who did this Northerners actually consulted when they created Sharia in 2003? Who did they consult when they set up the Hizbah? Who destroys the Southerners' properties, businesses in the North, because it is against their religion? Do you know Nigeria is a secular state? So by law, I'm supposed to live in the North and live my life. Yesterday, I was watching a documentary. Guys, hear this now. Most of them go to Dubai. This hypocritical religious fanatics. They go to Dubai. I was watching a documentary yesterday, and they were talking about how Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, have been able to accommodate all religions, all religion. Do you know, sir, that Dubai built churches for Christians? Do you know that Dubai government built 40 churches? I'm not talking about churches like Redeem and all these church commission and the winners and whatever. I'm talking about churches, auditor churches. They built 40 auditor churches in the entire Emirates, built by the United Arab Emirates government. That is just one thing that is easy. Do you know Muslims naturally do not eat pork? Do you know that Muslims naturally do not drink? By the Quran, following the Quran, I know many of them drink anyway, but following the Quran, letter to letter, they don't eat pork, they don't drink. But do you know that supermarket owned by the government in Dubai, they have a corner where they just put it for non-Muslims only. Not on the main shelf, on the big hall that everybody comes to. No. But when you go into, they created a place for them alone, so that you go in there and get your goods, like pork and all this other thing that is forbidden to them. That is religious tolerance. That is equity, justice, and fairness. This is in the heart of the people that actually came up with the religion we call today. But in the north, they do their bodies don't even complain. We try as much as possible to abide by their rules and regulations while we live among them. But they do not want us to tell them what to do in our own part of the nation. That scares me to my bones. Sir, that actually scares me to my bones. That worries me more than any other thing in this world. Because if you think that I do not have the right to tell you what you can do in my own land, but you have the right to tell me what I should do in my own land, it is becoming preposterous, guys. They do what they like, but you can't do what you like to them in Nigeria, in the south. You cannot take sheep. You cannot take pigs on the street of the north. You'll be lynched by the mobs. You'll be lynched. But we are saying for us it is a crime for you to do this, but they don't listen. They go to our forests, they secrete our ancestral, places in the bushes. I'm a pastor, yes, but there are some places in Benin that you cannot even go into. Before the coming of the colonial master, it was an abomination for anybody to even step their foot into it. In those days, if you do that, you'll be killed for doing that. That is their culture. But do these elders respect their culture? They say no. They don't. They don't respect their culture. They don't respect secret place. That's why they went to a mountain in Osun or Jabat and took a stroke and killed their cows. They violate our cultures. They violate our traditions. They violate everything that concerns us. These guys don't see it. Can a Southerner, an Igbo man, or Yoruba someone's wife? Can that happen? That is a motor spare parts dealer. Then someone comes to his shop. He rapes her. And boldly sit on the shop without not being moved by the atrocity he has committed. Don't you think the entire Igbos, not even the entire Igbos, the entire South will be wiped out in one night by these people? They do it to us. This northern elites, this power intoxicated group of people never see anything wrong with that. They never complain of it. They never say, oh, we understand what these guys are going through. We understand the atrocity that is being committed by our people. If even they say it is not the elders that are doing it, why not take the elders out of circulation? Let us know who is actually the problem, where the problem lies. Like I said yesterday, if the elders are taken away from our forests, are taken away from our roads, and there is a continuation of kidnapping and killing, then anyone that will see them becomes an armed robber, a criminal. Then the people will not have the right to unleash terror on them. But when one of these criminals, called elders, commits a crime, and when the villager decide to retaliate by, bringing the guy to justice, what do you think will happen? This group of guys will swing in on them and begin to destroy the entire village. Look at yesterday at the Kewa Road, very close to Ubioko. There were 5 of these guys who were in a car going to kidnap a victim. They were off of Fulani extraction. It was on the social media space. I can't bring it here because the graphic is so terrible. YouTube will not allow it. But it was on the social media space, guys. Did the people not see that? How many Southerners do you see robbing in the north that they have caught? That is a Southerner caught, in a group of Southerners caught that are actually, creating great havoc in the north. Guys, please just share this video. Give us some like, guys. It is becoming painful to us. I must say the least. But thank God our leaders are waking up to the reality that they have become second-class citizens in their own father's country. No wonder the Sultan of Sokoto, Ahmadu Bello said, after the 1960 independence, that Nigeria is an estate of Osman Danfodio, given to them by the colonial masters, to use the middle belt as the pleases and the south as a conquered territory. That is the mindset of many of these people. Believe it or not, sir. I have friends who are from the north, very intelligent guys. I've spoken to many of them. They told me they have one ideology in the north that they pass over to them, that the south are slaves. That the least guy in the north is more valuable than the most influential guy in the south. I'm telling you, he's a friend. The mindset that they have is the least guy in the north. Those Nigeriais are more valuable than the biggest guy like Dan Obasanjo, than Otedola, than Tinubu, than Jonathan. That is their mindset. That's what they inculcate into them. They don't have right to say anything to you. You are the one that you are the masters. They are the slaves. So that's why when they see us talk, they get irritated. They get angry. They get vicious. Who gave them the right? Who gave them the permission to speak when we talk? Who gave them the permission to say what they are saying against our people? I'm going to read the news to you. One of these idiots said they have a way of dealing with issues like this. We are going to get there. Let me just go to the second one, please. We are still on it. Insecurity. Insecurity. APC, PDP cannot do it alone. Buhari should address Nigerians. By Edwin Clark. The old guy. The ruling Open Grazing Congress and the People Democratic and the opposition People Democratic Party cannot fix the myriad of insecurity challenges facing the country. This is according to an elder statesman and former Minister of Information, Edwin Clark. He said this during an interview on Channel Television News Night, which aired on Sunday. He called on President Muhammadu Buhari to address Nigerians on steps taken by his administration to solve the pressing issues at stake. Let President Muhammadu Buhari call all of us. APC cannot do it alone. PDP not either. Call the leaders. They are all generals in this place. There are Gowon, there are Babangida, and all of them. He said, Abu Salami is there talking every time. Nigeria does not lack people. Let the president come out to see these people. Let him invite his people and discuss with them what do we do with our country. Clark also backed the call for the creation of state police and restructuring of the nation. Although he admitted that some states might find it difficult to pay police personnel. He called on all Nigerian leaders to come together to address the problem facing the country, adding that should the citizens have no other countries to call their own. His remark comes 5 days after 17 governors of the southern region convened an emergency security meeting in Asaba in Delta State capital. The governor banned open grazing, called on President Muhammadu Buhari to revoke national dialogue to address widespread agitations among various groups in the region. Now, that is the problem now. Why are they scared in calling in for a national dialogue? Why? The country is burning. People are saying, why are they asking the Fulanis to leave the south? The elders, not the Fulanis, the elders, not the Fulanis, the elders. We must take that very clearly. The elders. Do you know that this group of people are so very myopic in their thinking? I remembered Kano and Katsina were deporting and importing Nigeriais from one state to another during the COVID-19 era. Okay? If it was the South that did that, the North will start complaining. Go to Mission Road in Benin. Very close to that Catholic cathedral. As you're getting close to Jamestown Junction, you'll be amazed at the number, the crowd of Fulani extractions, the outside extractions that are begging at that spot. Where in any part of Nigeria you will see such large crowd of Satanas begging. The other day, 35 16-seater buses carried over 400 and something young men from the age of 18 to 35 going towards the east without no direction, no destination. He said, I also play on that video again of Dangote trailer that carries 600 or 900 bags of meat was carrying humans covered in tarpaulin, going also towards the east. And if some people are not having indifference over your attitudes, that shows something is already wrong. What do you need to do as a leader? Is to find a possible way out of the logjam. If they say we want a national dialogue, why not come up with your dialogue? Let's sit down together again and renegotiate this marriage that was forced on us in 1914. I want to say this, guys. There's something I've also found out. During my studies, that every country that the British and the French colonized, particularly in the Middle East and in Africa, they clumps up different ethnic nationalities together, knowing fully well these people can never coexist. They did it purposely in order to make these people to continuously rely on them. I know somebody's going to ask me, but they actually colonized America. Yes, they did. When they colonized America, they took the British to live in America. Capiche? When they colonized Australia and Canada, they took the British and the French to live there. So, what you see today in America today, most of them are from British extraction. The Native Americans are very few today, and they are still poor in America. The British extraction, then the exodus of the Israelis, when they were evicted from their homes by the same British and the Roman Empire. So, and the people that dominated America today, Canada, and Australia. So, and these people also came and forced the people to understand, to accept their way of thinking. If you also watch South Africa, why South Africa developed? Because the British were there. But in the area where they refused, when the people forced them out against their will, what they do, they impose a system that they know is not workable on the people, and they leave them to kill themselves. Like what you are seeing today in Nigeria. If you go to Ivory Coast, you're going to see the same thing. If you go to Tanzania, you're going to see the same thing. If you go to Mali, Senegal, Burkina Faso, just name them. All these countries around, they are experiencing the same kind of thing. Why is it like that? Because the British made it so. And when they're living, what do you know what they do? They give power to those they know does not even know how to operate power. The British government, when they were living in Nigeria, they knew that the southeast and the south-south, and the southwest were actually the educated people. They were actually the learned people. They were actually those they know have what it takes to take Nigeria to the next level. They refused to give them power because they know if those people took power from them, they would have developed the nation to a place whereby they would no more be dependent on them. What did they do? They not give power to those they know do not actually know what power is all about. But they just need the power for needing sake. How will you give political power to those who are not actually educated, who were backward in education? In 1953, when Chief Anthony Naro, moved for independence in 1956, they did not refuse because they said they were not ready, they were not academically sound as the South. But when this group of idiots were leaving Nigeria, they handed power to the people that refuses to take power few years before them. So within the space of 1953 and 1960, they were now ready to now take on power. Because then, the British have already told them when the South and the Southwest got independence, the British were now also still colonizing the North. Then they told them, don't worry, we're going to hand it part over to you, having seen that you are the one that is actually not pushing us away from Nigeria. That's what they did in India. That's what they did today in Palestine. Yes, guys. And that's what they did in Africa. But our leaders who were supposed to have been wise right now to take their destiny into their hands are the one that are still running to these people just to make sure that they get all they want to get at the expense of our people. A black man loves riches. When a black man has 6 million, a Nigerian has 10 million naira. He's going to buy a Range Rover Sport. Direct. Or he's going to buy a Venza. Or he's going to buy Lexus 350 or 470. Yeah. Or you're going to go and get one automatic GLK. That's all. That's our thinking. But when a white man has 10 million naira, you're going to think of what he's going to invest in. No Gucci, no Jojo Armani, no D&G, nothing. You just want to see the multiplication of that money that he has. Most of the things you see the white man produce today, we live here, we know, is produced purposely for Africans' consumption, not for their own consumption. How many white people lives in a duplex, in a villa? How many? It's counted. Their villas are counted. Many of them lives in apartment, in a palazzo, big 20, 30 stories building. You see them living there. They have companies. No one, not two, not three. But they structure their life in a way that is how they were brought up. But the white men were living. They left Africa to be so extravagant that today all we think of is how to show off the little that we have. Okay? And that's actually one of the reasons that insecurity will always continue. Because when the few are showing off their wealth at the expense of the majority that are poor, what do you expect? For example, Otedala is a billionaire, but where did he make his money from? From Nigerian oil. What did he do one day? He came and bought 3 Ferraris. 3 Ferraris for his 3 guys. He bought 3 Ferraris for his 3 guys. At the expense of the poor people. This is where the problem comes from. The poor want to react, guys. They're not going to react. They see it as intimidation. They see it as an oppression. They see it as a way that those that have gotten opportunities are not actually caring for the less privileged. But go to the West. Go see these guys. Like Bill Gates. Yeah, he may have his own agenda, but I don't care. Go see this guy like Hook. Go see all of them. Oprah Winfrey. Mike. The Facebook guy. Go see all these people. Go to the West, go to Europe, the same thing. Even go to China, the same thing. You see them doing everything to alleviate the suffering of their people. This man has millions. But go check their companies. They don't even have up to 30 employees in their company. 30 employees in their companies. You get money from the oil of the nation, but you have not been able to do something that will help in engaging the people in their nation. Security will never be gotten in a nation like that. A guy who has a job, who has a regular job, an 8-hour job, well paid, will not have time to go and start bombing police stations. A guy who has a job, or a good business that is running, will not have the time to go and start, kidnapping people. Let me tell you guys, one thing I've learned is that rich people don't want to die. A rich guy do not want to die. Even pastors that are wealthy do not want to die. They pray that they get very old so that they can enjoy what they have. This is the fact. An imam that is very wealthy do not want to die. But who wants to die? A poor guy. A guy that has no hope for tomorrow. A guy that sees his future blinking. A guy that sees that everything about his future is dark, is ready to take the risk of killing himself in order to make a name. How many rich men have you seen that started the revolution in the entire world? How many rich men? The Arab Spring began with a small boy. Why did he do that? He lost everything. He lost everything. It was out of frustration. He went to the street and set himself ablaze. Immediately he did that. Then others had the opportunity, who are also in the same shoe like this boy, took this boy, the martyr heart that he has committed, and they went into the street. That was the beginning of the Arab Spring. Big men don't want to die. Poor people do, because they have nothing to live for. Big men have a lot to live for. So if you give an equality nation, whereby justice, fairness, and equity is paramount, so insecurity will reduce to the barest minimum. If you like, put all the police in the world in a country where poverty is the capital of poverty is in that nation. Put the entire security in the world in a nation where it is the worst third nation to be governed by people. Bros, I can promise you, those policemen will be tired. But when there is fairness, there is justice, there is equity, and there is inclusiveness of everyone in that nation, many of these youth will start withdrawing from crime. How did our boys get into Yahoo today? I'm not supporting Yahoo because I hate them with passion. Okay, guys, but we must ask ourselves, how did they manage to get into Yahoo? Today, it is frustration. Not some of these few guys now, this latest one, but the first group of guys actually went in because of frustration. I know, for one, as intelligent as I am, if I did not get an opportunity to leave the country, based on the suffering that was actually eminent as at that time, maybe I would have been there. Maybe I would have not been able to be who I am today. Maybe. The opportunity that some of us get, many of these people did not get it. For us to also deal with insecurity, the government must come out with a policy to better the laws of the people. The laws of the people. From the local government level to the federal level. We must come out with policies to better the laws. Let's create, a society where the rich needs to give back to the poor. That is the only way. That is the only way. No mercy can be restored back again to our nation or to our people. Okay, guys, let's quickly go to the other one because of time, so I don't waste your time so much today. The next year is too late for Nigeria to break up. Northern Elders Forum chairman. You see, that is, there has to kind of an audacity. Okay? There has to kind of audacity. There is nothing too late. Nigeria was not, and can never be as sophisticated as Russia, the old Soviet Union. Nigeria can never be as sophisticated as the Soviet Union, or even as the old India, which now have the Palestine and the other, and the Pakistan and others. Okay, it can never be compared to. But this country actually broke up. How did it start? It started with things like this. Ethnic bitterness crept in between the Pakistan, the Egyptians, and the Bangladesh. That was brought that big nation, India, to become three nations. Listen, the Northerners are too comfortable with the idea that they controls Nigeria. And that is what is actually going to pay a very dirty and bad blow to them. There's nothing too late for anything to happen. Don't think, listen guys, let me tell you something. Sir, let me talk to the Northern leaders. When you push a guy to a certain stage, they will decide to take an action. You say goat don't bite. Goat bites when you push the goat to the wall. Goats actually bite when you push the goat to the wall. So the moment you push the goat to the wall, they are ready to retaliate. That is the truth of the matter there. So don't push the South to a point where they will tell you guys, we are actually warriors. The Fulani never conquered the South. Even before the coming in of the white men in 1897 to Edo, to Benin. Benin has already fought the invaders at Akoko Edo, the boundary between Kogi State and Edo State. They ended it there. While the warriors in the Southwest has actually fought them, ended them at Ilori. So there have not been any time that we were under the colonization of the North. It has never been, and it will never be. No matter how much plans you guys put in place, that will never happen again. Okay? So those angling for the breakup of Nigeria have been told the agitation are coming too late. The statement was made by an elder statesman, Ambassador Yahya Kwande, who is 91 years old. Kwande is also a former Nigerian ambassador to Switzerland and the co-chairman of the Northern Elders Forum. Elder statesman Ambassador Yahya Kwande has declared that it is too late for Nigeria to break up as a country. Kwande, who is also the co-chairman of the Nigerian Elders Forum, made a statement in an exclusive interview with the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. The former ambassador to Switzerland said, "We are one. It is too late for us to begin to take scissors to cut the country. How are you going to cut it? Half of my city is in Jos. Half of my city in Jos is dominated by the Igbos, and we are very happy because they are developing the city. New buildings are springing up. Is it wrong for your city to be developed? The Yoruba man is doing his own, and the Hausa man is busy taking his products down south. America is great today because of the component part. Frenchman, an African, an Indian, Asian, and many others are embraced." Winde, however, admitted that there is a high tension in the country presently, adding that all leaders at various levels should go back to the drawing board. Meanwhile, the country praised Reverend Father Robert Ashiga has advised the government at all levels in Nigeria to embrace dialogue with the aggrieved group in order to end violence in the country. Reverend Father Ashiga made the call while speaking to Legit.n during an exclusive interview with head in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Now, the problem of the Nigeria today is the North. And they don't want to accept that. They want to listen, guys. So now when I listen to their news or I read their news, when I'm trying to sort for news for the day, I feel angry. I feel bittered. I'm actually frank with you guys. And sometimes I begin to imagine why Nnamdi Kanu talks the way he talks. Just truly. I'm not like his way. But I'm going to tell you something, guys, today. So that when I read their news, their audacity makes me want to throw up. Just make me want to throw up. I begin to imagine, okay, if a guy if a guy like me, who is a little bit moderate, if a guy like me who's a little bit moderate, not kind of extremist, can feel this way, how a man like Nnamdi Kanu, who wants Biafra at all cost, how can somebody like Sunday Igboho, who wants Oduduwa Republic at all costs, how would they feel? How would they react? I'm going to read one for you now. One idiot. We all know him. He has been talking. He has been trash. All this while. He's the secretary of Miyetti Allah. Hassan. If you hear this guy talk, you will even blame Nnamdi Kanu for the way he reacts. If you hear this guy talk, and people do not even call this idiot to order. Because this guy truly is a moron. He's a classified moron. He's so full of himself, he thinks monopoly is in the hands of the Fulanis. He has forgotten that nobody, as of today, the South are more sophisticated in anything than the North. Go to Borno today, go and see those who are actually at the war front. They are the Satan soldiers. I'm not trying to divide the soldiers, but these are facts of the matter there. When it talks to intelligence, it is the South. We are more traveled, we are more educated, we are more exposed. We don't pray. We are not praying that war should come onto Nigeria. These guys will understand why the South are actually the South. They're not praying for war. Why the Fulanis are actually having a free day today is because their man is in power. If the man was a neutral man today, maybe was a man from Benue that is the president of Nigeria today, they would have seen the other side of the Igbos. They can't fight them today because they have support of the military. So whatsoever you see happening today, when they now made it to feel as if they had all the power that they like they announced the superpower of Nigeria, it's just because they are supported by the militaries. And you can't fight your government. Yeah, you can't fight the government. You can only fight the government when there is a full-scale war. But in a situation whereby they see, they see law and order in a nation, it becomes, tantamount to suicide for you to fight your government. So that gives them, an upper hand over every other person, and that gives them the audacity to feel that they own the world. Listen, Hassan, you didn't win the war in Rwanda. You didn't win the war in Gambia. You didn't win the war in Guinea-Bissau. Okay? You didn't win the war in Congo. You didn't win the war. All the wars you fought against the indigenous people of these nations, you never won the war. So do not think you're going to win that of Nigeria. It is impossible. It is impossible. Even with the Hausas joining you, you're not going to win the war. You tried it in 1804. It never worked. It's not going to work now. So you only have an upper today because your brother is in power. And you're being protected by the federal mind. That is why. Say open grazing ban. Certain governors have declared wars on herders. Miyetti Allah. One of the umbrella body of the herders in Nigeria, the Miyetti Allah Cattle Ore, has described the ban of open grazing in southern Nigeria by the governor in the region as an empty policy. Can you imagine that? A socio-cultural group is calling the decision of the chief executive officer of a state an empty policy. The group also said that certain governors have declared war on the herders with the pronouncement of ban on open grazing. Spokesperson to the group, Salah Ahassan, spoke on Monday in an exclusive interview with The Punch. The Punch earlier reported that about 17 governors met on Tuesday in Asaba and resolved to ban open grazing and movement of cattle by foot in the region, as some kidnapping and killing in the south region have been traced to criminal element among the herders. The persistent clash between farmers and herders in the region might have also been responsible for the grazing ban. But the governor resolution, also known as the Asaba Accord, has raised dust, especially in northern Nigeria, with many criticizing, including Senate President Ahmed Lawan, Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello, and Senator Ali Uduma from Borno South Senatorial District, among others. Speaking also with The Punch on Monday, the Miyetti Allah spokesman who condemned the ban said the herders were also victims of the insecurity in the country, adding that the group was collaborating with security agencies to fish out perpetrators of crime in the country. Hassan said, "We condemn it. It is totally unacceptable to us. You can't ban our business without providing ranches. Bros, it is your business, not a federal business. You guys are just too power drunk for my liking. You talk without not even thinking of what you say. Who's going to provide ranches for you? Who provided a land for me? Who provided business for me? Did the federal government did that? The state government did that? The answer is no. There are people that have cows today in Edo State. They take care of them by themselves. Let them create ranches for us. We don't have the land. We are ready to ranch. Please go to the north. There are over 5 million hectares of land. 5 million hectares of land. There are 400 reserves in the north. Compared to 5 million hectares of land in the north, that will be enough for you guys to actually do your ranching. Do it in the north. We will come there and buy the cow if we want to. If we don't want to, we can go to America, import cows that can give us quality milk and good dairies. We do not want you guys to move your hell fucking shit cows from the north to the south on food. It is not even ideable for the animals. It wears them down. It makes them more harder. It makes them not look edible. It makes them look unproductive. On the other side, the herders that are doing this, these are young guys that you have turned into animals all overnight. You made them look, you turn into barbarians. You are sitting somewhere dressed so beautiful. Guys, look at this idiot now. See this guy? This is their son. This is their son. He well dressed. But have you ever seen a Fulani elder? The way he dressed? Some of them don't even take their bath in years. They don't even take their bath in years. We are ready to ranch. We are ready to pay. Let them create the enabling environment for us. They buy an empty policy because it has no business. You can't ban our business. We are not criminals. Let them go after the bandit and the criminals. We can't compare. We can't comply. Hear this now. We can't comply with an empty policy. Audacity. We can't comply with an empty policy. Let the central government hear this. We can't comply with an empty policy. If they create ranches and ask us to go there, we will go there. But if they can't wake up one day, and say they are banning our business. Nobody ban your business. Your business is going to carry your cattle all around the street of any city. It is barbaric. It is archaic. It have been, taken away from the world many years back. It is only in Nigeria that we still have this very, in Africa we have this very, backward archaic system of animal husbandry. Everyone is not dealing on ranches. Okay, if the governors are stopping us from grazing, they are preparing for confrontation. Hear this again, another threat. Another threat. If the governors are supporting us from grazing, they are preparing for confrontation. Another threat. Another threat. And the federal government is saying nothing now. It's doing nothing, but if it was from the south, this guy would have been arrested that night. Their action is a declare of war on the herders. He told the Punch. When asked whether Miyetti Allah would dialogue with the certain governor, the prophet said, their colleagues in the north will engage them since it is politics. Hassan further said the group would take legal action against the certain governors if they stop the business of the nomadic herders. Threat number 3. Look at it. If you stop our legitimate business, we challenge you in court of law. We also have, listen now, this is the 4th one, the most deadliest one, which I want the governors to listen to. We also have cultural ways of addressing injustice. We also have cultural ways of addressing injustice. This is what this same man said in Benue in 2019. 2018, 2019, this was the exact word that came out of this blood-sucking, tasty demon called Hassan that led to the death of hundreds and displacing of millions of Benue residents from their communities. He said they will take Benue to court, and also they have their own way of addressing injustice, which is the invasion, the killing, the massacre of the people. So I want to put this on notice on the certain governor, to put it on notice for them that these people are ready to kill your people. Do not make an empty law. Back this very Asaba Accord with a legislative law and put the necessary apparatus in place to checkmate the excesses of these blood-sucking demons called Miyetti Allah. Hassan, however, emphasized the need for tolerance in Nigeria, adding that remaining united is easier than dividing the country. End of quote. You see, he gave 4 threats in an interview, 4 threats by this man. And I believe and I hope that the state government of the South would have read these very particular publications from this man and would have reacted, in the same way. Okay, guys? Now let's just quickly go to the next one now. Yeah, I have one here that I didn't put up. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to just read it. We will repel further attack by army on southeast. Igboho blow hot. Yoruba freedom fighter Sunday Adeyemo, probably known as Sunday Igboho, has warned that any attack by the Nigerian army on the southeast will be repelled. In a statement by his media aide, Aloyomi Koiki, Igboho said attack on the southeast is an attack on the Yoruba people, urging the government to put a stop to raid in the southeastern region. I love this. This is what I'll be praying for. This is what I'll be asking for. Every one of us, let's support one another. There's no need of this internal fight, internal rebels, internal rancor among us. It gives these people so much power to deal with us. Now, this might say they're going to attack us. Maybe they might go to the east today and start killing the easterners. Okay? And the west and the south side will be happy, not be our own. No. Any attack on the east is an attack on the south. Any attack on the south side is an attack on the south. Any attack on the west is an attack on the south. That should be our mindset. And that will help us to be able to stand these people in unity, not in division. If others stated that if there are further attack on people of the southeast, Yoruba Nation now agitators will mobilize and support them. It was, however, not stated the kind of support that will be given. The statement read, we would like to inform the federal government of Nigeria that an attack on the southeast is an attack on the Yoruba people. The Yoruba people have been attacked by the Nigerian army, and if there are further attack on them, we will have no option but to support our brothers and sisters in Biafra land. End of quote. That was a Sunday Igboho. It was a very nice, and I love that very particular, stand that he made. I love that stand that he made. It was so much, gave me so much joy when I read it yesterday. Okay. Now when I have, do you know? I got this thing yesterday. I was like, okay. Do you know that this killing today, this banning of open grazing, have been happening many years ago, and this I was not born on. Justice Adewale Thompson banned open grazing on the 17th of April 1969 and warned of unprovoked killing by herdsmen. These guys are barbaric. I got this. I said, no, I need to show my fans that look, this thing have been there. Not today started. These guys have had this tendency of blood. It's high time states put this law into practice and end unprovoked killing by Fulani herdsmen. Honorable Justice Adewale Thompson 1969 judgment on open cattle grazing, suit number AB 2666. At Abeokuta Division of the High Court. I do not accept the contention of defendant that a custom exists which impose on obligation on the owners of farms to fence his farm while the owners of the cattle allow his cattle to wander like pests and cause damages. Such as a custom, if it exists, is unreasonable, and I hold that it is repugnant to natural justice, equity, and good conscience, and therefore unenforceable. In that it is highly unreasonable to impose the burden of fencing a farm on the farmer without the corresponding obligation on the cattle owners to fence in his cattle. Subsequent to that, I ban open grazing, for it is inamicable to peace and tranquility, and the cattle owners must fence or ranch their animals for peace to reign in these communities. This information should be shared widely so that state governors should be aware of it. It is not known that anybody appeal against this decision. So in law, any open grazing is a violation of the law. State governors should set up task force that will enforce this law and arrest offenders. So this law I brought now, it was a court justice, a court judge on the 17th of April 1969 by Honorable Justice Adewale Thompson on a suit number AB26 AB/26/66 at Abeokuta Division of the High Court. I'm going to say this again. If you are here, please, if you are close to any governor, let them go and check this law again. There's no court that said that this very particular judgment was appealed by the Fulanis in 1969. If there was no appeal of this judgment in 1969, that shows that this judgment still stands. And this judgment will not be a beacon, a reference point for the state government of the South to challenge the federal government and the Miyetti Allah and other associated bodies to court. A judgment have already been passed in the banding of open grazing. In this very judgment, it was stated that every cattle owners should either fence their cattle or build ranches. So this will help. Please, guys, the case was heard on the 17th of April 1969 by Honorable Justice Adewale Thompson on suit number AB/22/66 at Abeokuta Division of the Federal High Court. It's still there, so I'm very sure that this news will still be very, very there for everyone to see. Now, the last but not the least, on this news today is, can one FG engage side in Palestine-Israel conflict? I said it yesterday. The Nigerian government does not have any right to be on the neutral because this Nigeria is a secular state, not an Islamic nation. I think Buhari should be well informed of the dangers in trying to support Palestinians against the Israelis. As a government who is not Islamic in nature, who has a secular state, you're going to create a war among your people. The federal government has been warned against taking side in the ongoing Israel-Palestine conflict. The one who was handed down to the government by the Christian Association of Nigeria. The APC Christian body accused the Buhari-led organization of positioning Nigeria as an Islamic state in international politics. Kans especially warned the Buhari-led organization against joining forces to fight Israel in the ongoing violence in the Middle East. The Christian religion organization was reacting to the recent call by President Erdogan of Turkey to his Nigerian counterpart asking for Buhari support in the Palestine conflict. Okay? So please, we are not an Islamic state. We are a secular state made up of different religions. So such a situation should be allowed to actually work in Nigeria. Okay, guys? That's going to be all for today. Let me just go through the comment section. You can drop your comment here. You can drop your questions here. We'll just deal with it in some few minutes. They will be done for today. Let me start from the top. May God remove the spirit of disunity from us all and let love, peace, and unity take over the spirit in Jesus' name. Amen, 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 amen. We claim that. I think all the grammars are getting too much, bro. It's better we separate and let everyone goes on its own. Everything is getting obvious now. We can't understand what is going every day. Yes, man, that's what we believe in. That's what we believe in. That's why we are hammering on some of these things to our government to see. Because some of the government don't read this news, but when we put it on video like this, they listen. So it's easier for them to listen to us now, to understand that these guys meant war. These guys met war. They met war. Okay, so that's why we are echoing this thing to our people to continue listening to us. Thank you very much, Sister Ogiewan. Sister Helen says you are one guy that I love listening to always because you always make good point in your broadcast. Thank you very much, ma. I appreciate that comment. I appreciate it. Then she also says our government must not go back on their demands. They must begin in action. They must not go back. They must not go back on their demands. They must begin actions. Not refuse to accept what they are, the cause of the agitation going on in every part of the country. They are actually the cause. It is Buhari that is actually making Nigeria to be ungovernable with the way and manner is doing these things. Okay, and we believe. And please, it's time we mobilize ourselves and go for a rally too. We are no more slaves to the Fulani anymore. We need our lives back. Yes, we need our lives back. We need our lives back. That is one thing I love. I love that very particular last part. We need our lives back. We are no more slaves. The slavery, we were never slaves to them from the beginning. We were never slaves because they never conquered the South. It's just because of greed of some political elites in the South that is giving us this. They're not objecting right now because the entire South has taken a stand. Okay? We the Adolite can never be slave to anyone. We are the heartbeat of the nation. That is what's from Mommy Diaspora there. Yes, ma. Yes. Let's just do it. That's why they have so developed. They give people the liberty to do what they know. They do what they do, give people what they think they know. They make it to understand their laws. Do you know in Dubai, let me tell you also, do you know in Dubai, when it is evening time, 5 o'clock time, the bell will ring. When the bell rings, every shop will close to respect the religion, to respect the Muslims while they are going for prayers. Every shop will close for that 1 hour because it's an Islamic state. So they respect them. Even if you are, everything will cease to operate that time for the 1 hour they're going to pray in the mosque. Okay? The police knew it will be difficult for them to control this country if they give power to the South. Yeah, they know that. They know that. They know. So that's why they have to give it to those people they feel they can be able to manipulate and make us poorer and poorer by the day. He said, do you think Nigeria is going to be normal without this happening? Sir, ma, I don't really think so, ma. I don't think so right now. The way we are going today, we are passed through a state that we can't actually be together anymore. Yeah, yes, madam. You know that I just said that. Now I know why the kind is sometimes very, very, raw when he talks to them, because this guy speaks so crazy sometimes. Giving us ultimatum, giving us rules in our own land is sometimes quite very painful. That's why I said that's why I begin to see reasons we do not the kind of ways of thinking. It's not just doing it because you just want to do it, just doing it because these guys are so stupid. They just talk anyhow. Not all of them anyways. Some of them just feel that they own the nation. So we are inconsequential. And that gives some of us, some very crazy idea. How will you tell me a man that was on his own for over 2,000 years? My ancestors lived. My ancestors lived in Benin Kingdom for over 2,000 years, independently, taking responsibility for every actions. We have the largest handmade mold in the entire world. It's in the Guinness Book of Record. Even before France should get street light, Nigeria, just Benin already have a well-designed streets and street lights in Benin. Before they come in, this was in the 13th century, sir. In the 13th century, when the Portuguese came to Nigeria, to Benin Kingdom, they saw street lights in Benin. Benin already had a very designed city. It was even the Portuguese that called Benin the Benin City. It's the only city after London City. Benin City was the first. Benin City had a diplomat, had an embassy in Portugal, as an ambassador in Portugal. The Benin Prince was also among the first set of people that went to Portugal to get educated. The Benin Prince was also among those the first set of people that actually, that was a seller king. Go check history. So when these people just talk to us, sometimes it makes me want to look as if, who are they? If not the invasion of this barbaric idiots called the French, the British people, would that be where we are today? We have an expanse of conquest in our time, but the Benin Kingdom do not believe in oppression of the people. They believe in self and total submission to authorities. Rule your people, just give us, what we agreed on. And come on. That's what you see. Sometimes I feel a little bit angry when I hear these people talk. It's quite painful that they don't actually understand. But I believe and I pray that God will help us. The only way in Nigeria is separation. Yeah, it is possible. If they want to actually go to what we want, then we can go for individual separations. Yeah. Yeah. Any more question or any more contribution there? So we'll just read it up before we call it a day. I just have 2-3 minutes to go. Yes, any more? I want to say a very big thank you to every one of you who have actually been supporting this very particular broadcast. I want to say I love you guys. I really love you guys, and I believe that I will continue to give you what I know how to do. I don't believe in saga. I may not get 9,000 views on the show, but I believe those people who are actually following me are people that are ready to actually be educated, be informed of what is happening around them. Like I want to say again, making money the wrong way doesn't last. So let us trust Benin people as adults. Let us respect our culture and tradition. Let's take our dirty linear away from the social media. Because one thing we don't know is this: our children will see some of these videos that we made today. Our children will see them, and it will be very bad when they realizes that we have been acting like abnormal people. Please, guys, I'm begging you all. I'm begging you all. Let calm. If you don't have anything to say, talk about the Benin Kingdom. If you don't have anything to take, I want to hear about the Asian Kingdom. I want to know about the Asian history. I only know little of how the Asian left some part of the Benin's left, Benin Kingdom during the Obiwari the First, reign and formed Asian. So I want to know when they got to Asian, what actually happened? How did they develop to become so great? I want to know how the prince who left Benin Kingdom when he knew that there was no way he was going to be the king of Benin, because of the issue he had with the elders. The father had to send him away. He went to go and form the Security Kingdom. I want to know how he managed to get there. I want to know how we got to Afema. I want to know stories. I want to know history. You see, I can stay with you for 3 hours if you're actually educating me. Like my brother, my friend, is my friend, Okuns. I was there for 2 hours plus, sitting with him listening. But I don't watch people For real, I don't watch people. Because if you don't educate me, I don't watch. I don't believe in story and story. No. I can only watch you when you're talking about politics. I can only watch you when you're talking about things that will that will make me to learn more, that will teach me something more. I don't believe just coming to social media place, talk about this, talk about that, things that are irrelevant, that actually is not adding value to my life or to the life of the people that are watching me. I don't believe in it. Because I'm not doing this to make money. I'm doing this to actually contribute to the development of my state and my nation and my race as a Benin man, a bona fide Benin, a classified one for that matter. So that's why you see, I'm always here to give you. It takes me time, but I always do that to make sure that we get the best out of me. I may not be so good, I may not be so good, guys, but the little I have, I can be able to share with you, okay? And I believe few guys here have been able to learn one or two things from me, and I've been able to learn one or two things from you also. This is how it goes. It is a back and front idea. Creating a family is better than destroying yourself all in the name of making money, seeking money from the social media. It is lazy people that now put all their eggs in creating saga, getting views, and to make some few dollars at the end of the month from YouTube. You don't destroy your own to make money, guys. And it not only you, because the more you talk about the Edo people, the more you destroy people like me who are trying to rebrand the Edo culture. The more you talk about people like Okosun, the more you talk about people like Imason Izodua, the more you talk, just people who are actually having so much interest in projecting the Benin Kingdom, the Edo community, to a better spotlight. And then you also destroy those of our brothers that have done so well in all areas. The other time we had this NSAS protest, the guy that was actually there, the policeman that was there, one of the senior policemen that was there, is a Benin man. We also have a very big Benin policeman in Canada, in all parts of the world, medical doctor, all. These are people who want to see talk. These are people who want to see on TV, not people who are actually bringing down the reputation, the integrity and the dignity of our people. It pains me that when I listen to some of them, 2 minutes, my head just burst off. I would just want to just get off social media space. Just want to get off. Because I don't want to be likened. I don't want to be likened to anything that is not working according to my way of life. I'm a very principled guy with a lot of focus. That's why I've said it several times. I will not be a part of the political structure that we have today, except something drastic happens between now and 2024. If the government would be able to change the narrative today, then people like me is going to come in, because I'm too focused in what I do. I believe that 1 is 1 and 2 is 2. And I believe the people first before the government. That is my motto. People that work with me in my company, they know me. I work with them. I do not just with them. Because I believe we are all equal, no matter the status that you have attained in life. If you see me on another ground, guy, you will not even know it's me. I play with anything, everything, because I believe that is the only way. That's the only way we can create bond among ourselves and make our state a more better place to live. Not this fighting, not this quarreling, not this sagalistic attitude coming up there. It's killing me. And it's killing many people like me. We can't continue like this. You watch social media, you watch 20, 30, updates. They are all about the same people, Edo people. We are smart. We took over the social media space, but we have not been able to use it for the betterment of our people. If you talk about the Nigerian states who are actually on social media today, if there are 500 social media presenters, they were going to have 350 that is from Edo State. So that 350 that is from Edo State, we're going to have 300 from Benin, the Benin-speaking people. That's that 300 that is from Benin-speaking people. I can promise you, you're going to have only 5 who speaks accurately, sensibly, with the intention to promote the culture and tradition of his people. The other 295 are just there to make money from social media. It's good. I love it. Yeah, it's madness. But do it in a way that will protect your culture. That will protect the dignity of your people. They will not give a room for people to cast aspiration on who you are. Every day, people talk about Nnamdi Kanu inserting inserting the Edo people, the Benin people. And I said in one of my videos that the problem of Nnamdi Kanu inserting the Benin people is as a result of the lies that was being perpetrated by a Benin man, all in the name to get view and make money. The guy in Germany. I told them, I said, if you want to insult the Igbos, let's look at Genesis. Who gave out these lies? Those lies are not in any history books. Those lies are not in any encyclopedia. Those lies are not even in Google. So who perpetrated those lies? That people were not, taking over, putting here and there. It was the same at Anadoma. When this guy was ranting all, creating this very unnecessary, picture of the Edo people, the Yoruba nation came and bought into his idea. This Ajayi grandson or whatever came and bought into his idea, and he began to insult the collective responsibility, the collective intellectuality of the Benin people. Now you're going to blame that guy, the grandson. But no, the guy who actually gave just false information was an Edo man. All he wanted to do is to get what's it called? To get views. He actually brought the royal household to disrepute. And I expected all these guys who is ranting today on social media to have come under one canopy and hit him hard. But none of them did that. But they are quick to say things that is meaningless, is of no use to me. So when I listen to them, sometimes it's crazy. Hey, this one talk, say. Come on, guys. God help us in Jesus' name. Okay, guys. I need to take a bow now. Thank you very much, everyone. See you tomorrow again. Have a nice day. Bye for now.